All right, let's take a look at this table. It's comparing the number of weeks and the amount of money in an account. So money depends on the number of weeks. So we're thinking, how does the money change per week? So let's see. I'm going up a week, but now the amount of money is going down. We're losing $70. And we're going up another week. And again, we've lost $70. So it looks like every week someone is spending $70. So they are spending, or it's going to go down $70 per week. Now, when we write an equation, we have to think about what the initial value was. How much money was in the account before I spent any money? So to do that, we can work our way backwards in the table to week 0. So before I spend any money, how much is in my account? So we can work our way backwards, and that means that I'd put back another 70, and so I'd have 470 in my account because I'm working backwards. So that means my equation starts off with $470. I'm spending $70 every week, and that's how much money is in my account. Now we could solve the equation a little bit differently, similar to how we've been writing the other equations. We can think of this part of the table. So after 1 week, I've spent $70. So that makes negative 70. But my table says that I should have 400. So that means something has to be there in order to get to 400. And that something is 470. So that's what we must have in the account if when I spend 70, I now have 400 in the account. So you can either work your way backwards to 0 or use the unit rate and try to figure out what that gap is in order to match the table. Okay, we're going to look at this table. So this is comparing the number of days and the number of pieces of candy left. So let's see what's happening as the number of days increases. So after 1 day, the amount of candy left has gone down by 3. So that means that in 1 day, they've eaten 3 pieces of candy. We can see again that after another day, the amount of candy goes down by 3. And again, the amount of candy goes down by 3. So that means since candy depends on days, we can see that the unit rate would be down 3 pieces per day. So this kid is eating 3 pieces of candy per day. So now we have to write an equation. So that's our unit rate, which means our equation, we have to think about what this kid started with. And one way we can do that is we can work our way back in the table. So we can work our way back and say in 2 days, after 1 day, and get to 0 before the kids started eating any candy. So if we're going to go back, that means they've got to add 3 pieces of candy. So 15 plus 3 would give us 18. Go back another day, that would be 21. And go back another day, and that would give us 24. So that means that this kid started with 24 pieces of candy. So when we write our equation, they start off with 24 pieces of candy, and they're eating 3 pieces every day. And that's how much candy is left over. Now we could have gotten to this equation, that second way, where we think about there must be a gap to get there. So if we look at this part of our table, and we know our unit rate is -3, or they ate 3 pieces. So after 3 days, they would have eaten 3 pieces of candy. So that means they would have eaten 9 pieces of candy. But they now have 15 in their bucket. So they must have started with some. And that gap is 24. So we can think, working backwards, if they already ate 9 pieces and there's 15 left in the bucket, they must have started with 24. So this is our equation.